Oh, there we go. There's the audio. Alright.
Let's go.
I turned the speakers off,
Yeah, sure.
but you can hear the music in the ambient room noise, I think. I think that's a good way of doing it. Because sometimes, like before, it would like do this reverb effect, which sounded weird. And I think the ambientness is already good enough. So, yeah, and I think it's a cool effect. So anyway, hey folks, we're back for Denver Day 2. And
I didn't even know we were on.
Yeah.
Mike was in the way.
Oh, what?
Mike was in the way.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, and yeah, man, that music's loud.
I was gonna say, yeah.
Yeah, feel free to say anything like that.
Alright.
So last we left off, we did Denver Day 1 last Thursday. Today's Wednesday, June 21st. It's also summer solstice.
Oh, cool.
Hooray, summer solstice. Yeah. In light of that, I don't know if this is in light of that. I don't know why I said that. But anyway, connecting from one holiday to another, from Memorial Day weekend to summer solstice, we're going to review more of my trip from Denver to Denver, Memorial Day weekend today. And last time we did day 1. We thought we were going to get through more of it. We definitely didn't.
Sounds very complicated.
But I don't know why I got to make this explanation so ridiculous.
Yeah.
But anyway, the short answer is that we're going to continue with our stream, time out, my trip to Denver, with the stuff I did day 2.
Yeah.
Last time we talked a little bit about the history of Denver, thoughts about Denver, what Denver's like,
cool.
altitude sickness. It was John Denver and Let's Go Nuggets. Congrats.
Yeah.
And then last time we talked about goals, seeing a John Denver statue, Rocky Mountain National Park, Red Rocks. We got to do all that.
Very successful.
Yeah, so far we're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
Rocky Mountain Oysters, we got to do that.
I like your photo on that PowerPoint there.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, this one of the goalpost.
It's perfect. It's like words on the left, and then the goalpost there, and then the Rocky Mountain Oysters underneath that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I do try, yeah.
I guess art is all like symmetry, and once you have a format for that, like everything's art.
Yeah.
Especially with photorealism and stuff.
Yeah, I did put in thank you, I appreciate all of that. I tried to put in a lot of work into making sure this stream had a lot of fun stuff to look at and keep it engaging and stuff. Yeah. So I did do a lot of prep work before getting this stream going. And yeah, I'm glad it's paying off and everything. And then we saw like some diner stuff. And basically this day we spent on Red Rocks and Rocky Mountain National Park. We also saw the Stanley Hotel. But yeah, that was day 1. And also we had some went over eating at Buckhorn Exchange. Some Rocky Mountain
you got
oysters.
a photo of the raw thing there.
This is how it looks when it's raw. I didn't get to show this last time. And maybe this is good that way.
So everyone who's watching this one who doesn't want to watch that video that doesn't have this has this.
When you hear about the history of it, it's like, okay, I could be into that. When you hear how they prepare it, okay, they skin it,
Can
they
we
slice
change
it.
the PowerPoint now?
They skin it, they slice it.
There we go.
They cover it in flour, they pound it, they deep fry it. You can get behind all that. Something about seeing the raw, giant bull testicle, seeing them skin it live on camera, is just very unsettling.
Seeing it described on camera, like, very unsettling.
Very unsettling.
Very unsettling.
And that's how they opened that Food Insider video. Like, so they must have lost a lot of viewers right away.
Like if you look at
if you look at the YouTube analytics, you can see like 5 seconds in, we lost half the audience.
The thing is the thumbnail even.
Oh boy, yeah, the thumbnail, the click-through rate went down after we changed the thumbnail for some reason. And also, pardon me once again, my tongue. I have a little bit of a canker sore at the tip of my tongue, so I might be talking a little funny today, but just keep that in mind. Yeah, and we saw all this stuff. And yeah, that wasn't the only stuff to see at Buckhorn Exchange. There's also all this like kind of kitschy photos and taxidermy and everything.
This sort of reminds me of stuff that I would see at like Red Dead Redemption. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. It basically is the kind of stuff. It's like the cowboy and mining past of Denver and whatnot. And here's Rocky Mountain National Park. Here's me dabbing.
Since we're just talking about stuff, Cincinnati Reds are now at an 11-game winning streak. And you asked me, why are they called the Reds? So I looked it up. Apparently they were named after the Red Stockings because no one wore those kind of big red. They didn't want to be confused with the Red Sox or whatever. And also, like, apparently they've been around since 1866. And I'm like, I guess it was like the Field of Dreams or something. Like, what kind of stadium do they have?
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty
1870 World Series. Back in my time, we didn't play with a bat or a ball. It was just called base. And we didn't have those.
Yes, the Civil War just ended. And, yeah, people were recovering from the battles and all that. But you know what? We had baseball.
I don't even know if Cincinnati was a state back then. Or Ohio, yeah.
Ohio, yeah. That's a good point. Yeah, we didn't know which side they were fighting for during the Civil War. Yeah, look at how old this photo is. 1880.
They look like they're serving in the Civil War.
I thought this doesn't look like a baseball team. You're right. This looks like
you can check
Confederate soldiers or something.
Read the description. No, the other thing, like it consisted of lawyers and what was it? What was that? Lawyers and something else. Maybe it was up there. I don't know.
Cincinnati Outlaw Reds.
I think so. Let's see, what was it?
Pittsburgh Alleghenies.
I went to the history of the Cincinnati Reds, not the Cincinnati Reds by itself. There's another Wikipedia called The History of the Cincinnati Reds. You figure it would be linked here, but it isn't.
Maybe they're trying to hide something. Yeah, it's really hard to find. Huh.
Yeah. Alright. Anyway, back to Denver, which is nowhere close to... Okay, we're just gonna ignore... Alexa's gonna... Should we be seeing this?
Don't look at me!
Don't look at me! There you go.
So yeah, a quick recap. John Denver is kind of a big deal.
Kinda.
Real big deal. They have a shrine here.
There's statues. Remember what Gold Dukat said about statues? I'll take a small statue. What's the big deal? Yeah, so I'm comparing John Denver with Gold Dukat.
I don't remember that scene with Gold Dukat.
It's a pretty dastardly scene by Gold. It's not even a scene. It's just random shit he says in the show.
He's a pretty weird character. He's a pretty interesting character. Yeah. He's probably more...
You're talking about John Denver or Gold Dukat?
Gold Dukat. He's a very compelling character.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is Red Rocks.
Yeah.
trip to Red Rocks, Union Station, some breakfast,
Yeah.
Pete's Kitchen, the airport, blah blah blah. Anyway, let's get caught up to day 2, which our focus was arts and nightlife.
Yeah.
So Sunday, the theme of the day was downtown Denver. We walked the dog at City Park.
So it wasn't Coors Field. Oh, it's like an actual park. It's not like a whatever.
It's called City Park.
Is it a park or is it like a stadium? Arena. Or
It's like a park with grass.
Okay, it's like a.
You walk a dog there. You walk a dog.
It's like a real park.
Yeah, it's like this. City Park.
That looks like a museum.
Sometimes we'd even see City Park in like Meow or something like that. Like sometimes it would show up in other parts of the city. Because now I
don't know why. I sort of get the Griffith vibe from it.
Griffith Park Observatory vibe.
I also wonder if it's like where they filmed like the end of Vertigo or something.
Yeah, so we were walking the dog here. It's nice. If I go too fast, maybe that's when it gets nauseating, probably, right? Yeah. And if it's laggy, also, I'd imagine. Okay, let's go to City Park.
Alright.
Oh shit, why are we at Denver Airport? City Park. There we go. Oh man, that's a fast zoom. While also being kind of laggy. Alright, City Park. And City Park is also notable as where the Denver Zoo is and where the Denver Museum of Nature and Science is.
It probably was not filmed in... It was filmed in San Francisco, Vertigo, so it obviously wasn't there, yeah.
Right.
But it sort of has like the same vibe, like how they created with like the paints and stuff.
Yeah, Matt would even tell me that Denver kind of did have a lot of influence from the West Coast.
Yeah. I think Hitchcock filmed a lot in San Francisco now that I think about it.
Probably, yeah.
Filmed Vertigo and a few other films. I'm trying to roll it on my head. What's that?
So this is Denver Biscuit Company, and I got some shrimp and grits. So let's go to.
This thing.
Oh wait, okay. I don't have a thing for Denver Biscuit Company, but because there's multiple locations.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's some shrimp and grits.
Yeah.
On a biscuit. So this thing here is a biscuit.
Can't tell.
On top is like some shrimp. And then inside this bowl here is like grits.
I wonder if people get offended because that looks like a masterpiece when I don't know what grits is. Yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah, grits is like this I mean, like you can have grits by itself and it's not gonna have any flavor, but it's when you add all the sauce on top of it that it makes it it's like kind of like oatmeal.
Yeah.
But maybe even more bland than oatmeal.
Yeah.
And then they add some like savory sauce to it. And here's shrimp on top. Delicious. And then they have the biscuit at the centerpiece here. There's a lot of Denver biscuit companies in Denver. But yeah, then we went to the Denver Art Museum. I don't know, do you want to just see this a couple more loops?
Just keep it playing infinitely in the background.
That was a great meal.
Great shot.
Yeah, I feel like having a photo wouldn't quite capture the majesty, the texture of it, and the... Definitely needed a video. But this is after I like opened up the biscuit with the spoon, and like the stuff's flowing around. Yeah, good stuff. Shit, I didn't get enough water. Let me see. Do you mind holding the fort while talking about the Cincinnati Reds or something while I get some water?
Make it fast, like.
I want to get some water.
Do what I can, like. I think Diamond's on now, even. Let's go timer on here. Down an 11-game winning streak. The weird is like some of the pitchers are injured. They won their 11th game today. Colorado doesn't score a lot. Hunter Green's injured. And he's on the IL. Fairley had like Jake Fraley had a 2-run home run.
I don't know. How long did you want to stream for?
I was trying to get the Denver portion finished before Dynamite. Let me see if it's a boring part. I know it's a boring part now.
That's kind of crazy because like last time we streamed for day 1, that took us 2 hours.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Figured like we get something done today and then maybe do more stuff later. And then like I figured we did the reactions to like the direct. That wouldn't be a big deal because like you don't need to have me here, but if I was here, it'd be good. Like Dynamite won't be good. Won't be good the whole hour, so I'll be able to check in once in a while for the Nintendo Direct React. Yeah. Okay, we're good. I don't need to watch that. Okay, we can keep going.
Okay.
Yeah. Switch.
Yeah. So you're gonna be coming in and out while watching AEW?
Depends. I think right now I'm good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Here's the Denver Art Museum. It's around Civic Center Park here.
Does that have a lot of John Denver in it? Does it have musical art too?
I don't believe so. Not that I know of.
Then it's an automatic fail for me.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, this is where the city center is.
Yeah.
I mean, Denver is also the capital of Colorado.
Yeah. Oh yeah, true. I didn't even think about like their democracy, their government or whatever.
Yeah. Also, like over here, you can kind of see it, but maybe I didn't quite capture it that well. The Denver Public Library is also here, on the right over here.
Yeah.
Also, very interesting architecture in that building. I wish I got a better photo of it.
Yeah. Was that originally like a smokestack or something? Let's see the triangle. Yeah, that's a good top view of it. So
I
like
think-
the Cooper Union.
I think we're walking at it from the south.
Yeah.
Here's how it looks. Here's the Denver Public Library architecture. Yeah. Fortunately, other people have taken plenty of photos of it. Anyway, let's check out the art museum. Yeah, here's some stuff inside. They had some numbers going on here. Here's an exhibit about Near East to Far West. Fictions of French and American colonialism.
Wow.
So they're doing a comparative artistic study between how the French looked at the Near East, also known as the Middle East, to that from that desert setting to how Americans looked at the colonialism of like the West, of like the Westward Ho kind of movement, where they had like colonies for Native Americans and stuff. Where like I don't know, expanded westward and
Evil empires.
yeah, and also like the French looking at westward because Denver was also part of the Louisiana Purchase, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So yeah, so there's also a French
I thought it
colony.
was west of that, but whatever.
I think there's also a French colony at some point. Let me double check that.
I feel like this is interesting stuff that Star Wars could be about with like different kinds of empires.
Well, maybe.
Colorado, yeah, I see it's on the bottom.
Oh, Colorado's here. Okay.
I don't know if it's like the same Colorado as it is now. Like, I don't know if they conquered whatever.
Yeah, here's Denver.
Oh yeah, it's pretty deep into Colorado, yeah. And to the Denver side, yeah.
Yeah, it just reaches far enough into Colorado to count as modern day Denver.
I'm curious why they put the capital there.
It's interesting, huh?
Yeah.
But yeah, it seems like there is like some amount of acknowledgement of like the history of Denver,
Yeah.
with like its Mexican heritage, with its French colonial heritage, with its Native American heritage. Seems like people are discussing it a lot.
It's really
more.
interesting because like on the Travel Channel, they don't really recommend any French food. I think it's more Italian stuff actually.
Yeah, I don't know how much of that like the cuisine is still remaining after all
Yeah.
that. But I don't know.
yeah,
That could be
there's a bunch of stuff on the French.
that could be my own ignorance, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, here's like a comparison. Yeah, the ideas of French Orientalism.
Oh, wow.
And Orientalism refers to here's Egypt. So yeah, here's Cleopatra on the Nile. There's like a French Orientalist portrayal of Cleopatra on the Nile.
It sort of pictures this as how Pixar would render it.
It's very exotified.
Yeah.
It's like oversaturated. It's like, oh, look how fantastical this is.
Yeah.
It's like a mythological kind of level of like portraying it.
Yeah.
But it's actually kind of like pretty disrespectful because these were real people and stuff, and like that's kind of like what they wanted to highlight here in the exhibits. And I think one of the reasons why these exhibits in this museum work so well is because of the really great curation, and then also their description of these like issues that these works of art have.
Yeah.
And I think that was one of the strongest points. Is like, even if the collection is relatively, it feels like more limited than like the Met is or the Smithsonian is, to be honest. But like of what they have, they like are able to like highlight the things and how it relates to Denver, how they relate to each other, how they relate to other Western narratives and stuff like that, and colonialist narratives.
Recently, I was hearing this thing about like Cleopatra being from like Alexander the Great's army or like Greece or something. I don't know if that's true at all.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever met. Yeah, they might have. And then, yeah, the Arabian Nights.
Yeah.
Because of its popularity, it had a broad and sometimes misleading influence on perspectives of the Arab world.
Yeah.
Very popular books in Europe and the United States into the 1900s.
That thing we saw on Canopy criticizing the movie Aladdin.
First published in French and English during the early 1700s.
That's older than the Cincinnati Reds.
Yeah. Interesting.
Older than Buckhorn Steakhouse.
Yeah, definitely.
Older than... I think that's it.
Here's decorative ware from North Africa and the Islamic world. And interestingly enough, Edward C. Moore, the first chief designer for American jewelry and silver firm Tiffany & Co., used motifs from his own collection of global arts, including the Egyptian tray displayed in this case, to create hybrid designs that play a role in the development of a signature style that Moore considered distinctively American. Today, such visual fusions raise questions about the line between inspiration and appropriation. So,
yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, all that's to say is like, yeah, even in Western decorative arts, like there's influence from the Middle East that's making its way. It's kind of like appropriating the culture of the Middle East, and then not giving credit, not giving anything, like paying homage or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're using it to make great profit and like a really, I don't know, luxury goods even.
Yeah.
So I thought that was really fascinating.
Yeah.
And Tiffany's like a huge name, like Tiffany & Co. Like, I mean, like, do I need to look it up? Like, let's see how much money this company's worth now. Revenue $4.4 billion.
Wow, Blue Book and the Civil War. I didn't know they were so old. I guess like the Great Depression had Tiffany & Co. New York City. Yeah, there you go.
Oh wow.
Gilded Age. That's interesting. The Gilded Age sounds like it was a long time ago, but it sort of wasn't. Just because America's so young.
Tiffany purchased one of the world's largest yellow diamonds, which became known as the Tiffany Diamond. The Tiffany Diamond has been worn by 4 people, one of whom was Audrey Hepburn for the promotion of Breakfast at Tiffany's. An insignia that would become the New York Yankees NY logo was struck on a police medal of honor by Tiffany. The Yankees adopted the logo in 1909. In 1878, Tiffany won the gold medal, etc. Yeah. Here's a guy in a hat.
Guy in a hat, like in the cam now.
I ended up not taking a lot of photos of the paintings themselves because I felt like I could just look it up later, and I didn't want to, like, I don't know, steal credit or whatever. I don't know. I was probably overthinking it, but. And then there's the American version of the Sahara, which was the West. During the 1800s, few Europeans or Americans would have seen a true desert firsthand. However, because of references to deserts in the Bible and literature, such as the Arabian Nights, they maintain a powerful presence in the popular imagination. Here's a buffalo, big cats and bison, North Africa and the American West, exotic animals. Lion hunt happening here with some lions in the background as well. So it's a very nice relaxing way to, like, you know, start the second day, slowly ease into things, walk around. The first day was a lot of hardcore hiking, so it's kind of welcome to have, like, just kind of like a quiet way to ease into the second day, just like checking out art exhibits and stuff.
Yeah.
While still being pretty stimulating. And, like, here's like a tribute to the buffalo being killed en masse by the Westerners.
Yeah.
And the accounts by the Native Americans. So yeah, share your experience. How does the legacy of Orientalism impact you or your loved ones? Which sensory experiences connect you to home? So then we got to see this wall of, like, people's thoughts and feelings. Here's something here. Don't kill buffalo. Looks like maybe a kid wrote that or something. Someone feels bad that the American education system values pride over facts and disheartens but makes them eager to learn, to do my own research and learn more about the history that isn't my own. Someone said, I had my first date here and now we're married. After going to this art exhibit.
Guess they had researched the same things or something.
Yeah, I don't know. It must have been a really meaningful time.
I mean, Denver's really chill.
Denver is a very chill place to meet someone and get married or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, yeah, Matt's not in a super big rush to get back to New York City, I think.
Yeah.
Let me see. Live to discover the notes of each scent. So yeah, this was a scent exhibit where there's a scent artist who was, like, curating different smells and odors to create different artistic expressions and stuff. So this one was inspired by the Arabic word for mirage. So to explain the vagueness that is embedded within Orientalism, I incorporated materials from several Orientalized countries. Goals for the scent: vague, muddled, confused, questioning, challenging. Wishing I could describe how it smells. You can open this box here, and there's a smell inside. And it kind of reminded me of, like, the smell of, like, a musty old attic, while also being, like, really kind of, like, filled with spices or something. Yeah, I don't know. I'm describing a smell on a live stream. It's very hard to do.
I'm picturing Home Improvement when they're smelling the different types of wood.
Yeah, I'm picturing Al Borland.
Al Borland, yeah.
Cedar, that kind of thing, like pine.
It must have developed some sort of a fungus.
Wow, I don't even remember that line. Wow. This is how it opened. You open this, you press this lever on the right here, and then it opens the top.
Huh.
So it opens like that. And then community voices. I just thought this painting I feel like this is like the image of a Indian mystic. That was an interesting face. And this was another exhibit. We're leaving the French and Western Desert Orientalist exhibit to just wander the museum at this point.
Yeah.
So here's a nostalgic room in the museum. You can walk through, and here you can see like some toys on a shelf here. Here's like a nostalgic TV set. Some like chairs to sit in and stuff. I thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
19th century and European and American art.
Yeah.
It's an interesting time period. It's probably around the time of Buckhorn Exchange. See, oh yeah, and then this was this was an exhibit that was about picture frames. I thought that was interesting. So like, there's just empty picture frames, but it's kind of highlighting the significance of how frames have created different meaning for their what they're containing.
Yeah.
I thought that was an interesting idea.
Yeah.
So I don't remember which one this was. Head of a Capri girl. Not this one, not this one. This one, I guess. Very striking image here by John Singer Sargent. Very interesting use of colors. The shading is amazing. Very subtle. Family of Acrobats, Gustave Doré. Yeah, we should get through this section quicker.
I wasn't falling asleep or anything.
No, I couldn't tell. Really. Well, let's try and work on that.
It belongs in a museum.
You gotta entertain yourself.
That's right.
This one was portraying the rough working conditions.
I guess we really don't need photographs anymore. If we can just get these images off of it.
This is literally what I saw, except it was a big painting.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And this is Pinterest.
Yeah. Painting stress.
Yeah, this is an injured child and a family of street acrobats. Kind of portraying like the working class lifestyle.
Oh, that's
the
where
performers there.
Yeah, like photography.
And like the tough working conditions they have and stuff. Like the lower class and everything. So it's like kind of like making a political statement at the same time. Saltimbanques, street performers, precursors of circus acrobats. Lavish costumes, daring stunts, and juggling abilities. Bring attention to the harmful realities of the lower classes. Dordrachts, Beautiful City. This was an interesting exhibit piece because this happens on the bridge while you're walking from one building to the other, and then in the middle of the bridge, or like as you're leaving one section of the bridge to get to the other side of the building, there's just like these pieces on the bridge itself looking out the windows of the bridge. Let me see if we can find it on Google Earth. So Where's the bridge then? It must be. I think it's like here. I think it's here. Like it's when you're crossing from here to here, like around maybe here or something, is where the statues are. This looks right because then this looks right because I remember taking photos when we were like sitting over here in this building, looking over the plaza here. So we're like over here when we see these statues. Yeah, it was very, very kind of, yeah, this whole museum just gave the whole feeling of and doing it in silence or whatever. Not a lot of exciting action. So yeah, then we had the view of the city skyline, and we get to see the skyline while sitting right here. It's like Sunday, and we see all the city buildings here and stuff. It's not as dramatic of a skyline as New York City, but not many cities are. But you know, it's pretty chill.
That sort of reminds me of like a Twin Tower.
Oh really?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, like how it's colored black and white.
I think it's an older building.
Yeah, it might just be any skyscrapers that I don't know. It sort of reminds me of one of them for some reason.
Yeah, I sent like an image of like how they portrayed the Denver skyline in the Casa Bonita episode of South Park to Matt, and he's like, "Man, that looks nothing like Denver skyline."
Is that the only time they talk about the Denver skyline?
I don't know. I think it's like
Is Denver part of South Park canon now?
it is. It's mentioned multiple times. I remember looking this up specifically on the South Park wiki. There's probably gonna be spoilers here for Denver. But
Oh no, the canon's all ruined.
I'm just gonna.
There's an American flag there. Probably Mr. John Denver, right?
Yeah, I'm just gonna show this. Yeah. Denver is the capital of the state of Colorado. It's seen and mentioned many times in South Park.
I didn't realize it was the largest city in the state also. I forgot about that. That was not necessarily true of our state like that, like New York City and Albany.
Yeah, exactly. But in a lot of states, that's the case.
Yeah.
A lot of countries.
I don't know the percentage. Oh, yeah.
Sometimes the financial center is different from the capital.
Yeah.
So this, I like this exhibit a lot about Japanese women artists. It's
cool.
And how they survived as artists through different eras of discrimination and whatnot. And like it's just really hard to practice as an artist, so like they had to find different modes of expressing themselves or different means of doing so. This one's about the Confucian obediences.
Right.
Do you know of this?
It sounds familiar.
The 3 obediences. I've had none all my life. I'm a psycho. Confucian Code of Propriety stating that a virtuous woman is beholden to 3 things: her father, her husband, and finally her son. Notice herself and other women are not included in that at all. And social tenet originated in China and grew popular throughout East Asia, including Japan. It captures the challenges imposed by strict gender roles and expectations. Confucius, she really screwed over women on this one.
Yeah.
Messed up. And yeah, hence, I've had none all my life. And women in calligraphy, Joshi. Today, this gendered honorific is outdated. It has even been used as a derogatory term. But artists who refer to themselves as Joshi, used it to identify themselves as women of culture, as women and as artists. So about calligraphy, breaking waves in the pines, very dramatic brush strokes. could just find something. We could speed through this, otherwise it's going to be a little too dry. Buddha, Genzo. Here's some calligraphy. Oh yeah, and then I felt like this. I just wanted to capture the layout of the museum a little bit here. I just thought how this was set up as you're walking through. The flow of the space was just fascinating. Pretty chill. Just playing with the music.
Is there any like Japanese food there?
I don't think we had any.
Yeah.
I think there might have been. I don't remember if they had Japanese food
Yeah.
at the museum.
Or like even in Denver.
In Denver, they definitely had.
Oh, okay.
They have like pretty much all the different cuisines in other cities.
They have like a poke bowl.
Yeah, I think we saw poke in Denver. There's ramen, there's udon, there's all that kind of stuff.
Okay. Got a noodle house.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
Thai food,
Nice.
Indian food.
Oh, they have Thai food. I don't expect that. This is everywhere now.
Yeah. Yeah. Signboard. Western American art. This is a view from the top of the rooftop, and we're overlooking the city.
That's a pretty good view.
The Capitol Park area.
Not quite as big as Central Park, but like I think Central Park's too big. It sort of reminds me of like maybe like Washington D.C. or something.
Yeah, this is nice. It's like kind of cozy a little bit compared to New York stuff. So like must be around here, looking at from this rooftop up here, I believe. And then we're overlooking this area of the park and the skyline.
Yeah.
And maybe we can even see some of those buildings. Yeah, this building is here. And people were walking over here and here. And this was a Sunday on Memorial Day weekend. It was not really crowded.
Huh.
Like in the central, this is the downtown area. There's not a lot of people around. Matt told me a lot of it was probably because most of the people were in the mountains that day. But you know, I think even in a city like New York, most people are going to be in the downtown area and busy and stuff. So this is like a pretty chill, relaxed kind of weekend, even though it's supposed to be a big holiday.
Yeah.
It's getting warm, huh?
Yeah. The noise outside is gone.
Okay, open the window again.
Yeah.
And then we made our way over to Meow Wolf.
Cool.
So, yeah, let's go over. Oh, wait, did I miss this? What is this? Why did I move this here, doy? Anyway, Meow Wolf is at a very interesting location. It's like kind of underneath some highways, weirdly enough. It's kind of hard to find. You have to be on like the ground level and then pass by it. And let me see. Okay, this is inside. But yeah, if you look at this, it's very strategically located. Look at these highways here.
Yeah.
And then, you know, the downtown area is here. And this is where...
Is it possible? You think it's easy to get lost there and then turn around?
A little bit. We actually almost, like, went into a different area.
Yeah.
And then...
That's next to the Denver Broncos, right?
We went to the wrong parking lot. And then the guy... We were like, hey, we're kind of... And he's like, Meow Wolf? He knew exactly where we were trying to get to.
So it's pretty... It's a big hit over there.
Yeah, so... And he was really friendly. He was really like... Oh yeah, Meow Wolf. Yeah, you just gotta go that way. And he wasn't like disgruntled.
I guess
anything.
like
Very
Denver
friendly.
would have a younger population than New York City, because like left leaners and younger people who have less wages going to a developing city where the costs are less or trying to make a name for themselves.
Yeah.
Also like old money.
That guy happened to be like a middle-aged kind of gentleman.
Yeah.
And he was really friendly. But that being said, you're right. Like, a lot of people move. Like the city was gaining a lot in population over the past 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of it is people who are in their like 20s to 40s.
Yeah.
Coming from like bigger cities, looking for like cheaper rent.
Yeah.
And
I try to remember if that was in the Anthony Bourdain episode of Denver or Pittsburgh or something.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like it probably has a similar vibe.
Yeah.
And
not to mention like even the 2020s with like people trying to find housing for like Zoom jobs and stuff.
Yeah, and the quality of life is better. It's not you don't feel the hustle of New York.
Yeah.
It's very hard to describe, but you don't have the hustle in New York here.
Yeah.
People are just very content to like pursue hobbies and go to the mountains and go jogging. There's just tons of people just jogging on roads and stuff everywhere, biking on the sides of roads, rock climbing on the sides of roads.
Yeah.
Just like, I'm gonna focus on being fit and like being chill and doing my thing. Not like always like needing to like pay for rent and struggling for paying for rent like it is in New York. In the same way. I'm like trying to like hustle. There's not really as many opportunities. It feels like there's not as many opportunities to hustle.
Yeah.
Like you don't see people trying to like go to NYU and like try and get a Broadway at the same time or whatever and get movie roles or whatever. It's not like that kind of place.
Yeah.
So if you're here, you're like there for those reasons. And also speaking of like nice people who are like guiding us around for like Meow Wolf, like back for like the Denver Art Museum, just as we were parking and like walking over to the art museum, this very nice gentleman, he was like an older man, he was like, excuse me, can you tell me how the parking is and stuff? And like this sounds like a really ridiculous story or something probably. It was just a really pleasant interaction. It was like, oh yeah, my daughter works at the museum, and yeah, I just moved back to the city a couple months ago. My wife passed away.
It's a city of 600,000 and it's as big as the state. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a bigger city. It's still cosmopolitan and stuff. You could have ramen. And
If
stuff.
you had like a New York Comic Con, that'd be like 16% of the population.
Yeah, like
I don't know how much the baseball, the U.S. football stadium must be. I don't know, 100,000 probably. I don't know.
Empower Field.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Then you have to like have workers to like help them out, so like everyone should know everybody.
What's the capacity? Let's see.
Should be at the top. Yeah.
Capacity: 76,000 football, up to 84,000 concerts. Wow,
So
that's a big portion of the city.
and how many of the workers?
That's like probably a lot of people from outside the city too driving over.
Yeah.
And that's
Like the state doesn't have this is the biggest city in the state. I mean, I guess it's like a world franchise like the Yankees at this point. I don't know.
Yeah, but Empower Field is also like it's like a 2-minute drive away from Meow Wolf. Like it's very very close. Like it's kind of hard to capture the scale here in this image, but like these things are right next to each other.
Yeah.
It's not like New York where everything's kind of really spread out.
Yeah.
And so just to give you an idea of like the significance of where it is, if we zoom out here, this is like the Interstate 25, and here's Route 6. And if we zoom out even further, Denver is kind of strategically located along Route 70, Interstate 70 and stuff. So like Interstate 70, if you go west, takes you to Utah, and you can kind of get to Salt Lake City. If you head north on the 25, it takes you over to Wyoming and Montana. And if you go east on the 76, it takes you to Omaha and eventually Chicago. If you head east on the 70, it takes you to Kansas and Kansas City and St. Louis. And if you go south on the 25, it takes you to Colorado Springs, which is where they have the Olympic training field and where all the athletes train, and also I believe some Air Force stuff is there.
For some reason, I was thinking Disney Springs for some other reason.
Yeah. Sounds similar, but
Yeah.
Colorado Springs.
Yeah. Oh, Colorado. So they have the Coronado Hotel at Disney,
Oh,
and then the Disney Springs. Yeah.
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Even though that's Coronado's like based off the San Diego Hotel or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, Colorado Springs, very notable city in Colorado. Also, very close to Denver.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a city. Okay, it's just the name. I was just.
Or it's a municipality in El Paso County.
Municipality.
And the county seat of El Paso County, Colorado.
El Paso, Colorado. That's interesting. I would want to go there. Is like Denver.
Is the largest city in El Paso County with a population of etc.
Want to see that population?
Less than 500,000. 478,000.
That's pretty high.
So how do I just capture?
Why don't they just combine like Denver and El Paso to like one city?
They're pretty far. They're pretty far. It's maybe in the almost in the greater metro area, but maybe not quite.
Yeah.
So
defense industry,
big industries, military,
San Diego, I guess.
Space Force Base,
NORAD.
Yeah, it's got a very high altitude, so it's pretty useful for training.
High tech makes sense.
Defense industry,
so
high tech.
Interesting. So high tech and then high tech and then military. Interesting parallel there. Breweries, religion,
marijuana.
They have religion and marijuana. That's interesting.
Oh, War Games was here. Black Klansman. Huh. Dr. Quinn Medicine.
If Black Klansman was there, then it's I also don't know if you should be saying that on screen.
Let me see. Olympic sports. Olympic City,
USA. It must seem like a very small city if that Spike Lee film was made there.
Home to the U.S. State Olympics and Paralympic Training Center and headquarters of the United States Olympic and Paralympic Committee.
Sounds about right.
Baseball. The Rocky Mountain vibes. Nice.
Do they sell marijuana there? And some Wolf
I think so.
Merchandise and video games?
Well, this is outside of Denver, but anyway, anyway, those are the main things.
Man, that's where all the hip people are, man. I'm like, I'm way out of date.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. So, yeah, west is Utah. North is
I don't know why you would come back to New York City after going to all these places over there.
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Then east is Omaha.
You have a very busy day, too.
Kansas City and St. Louis and Chicago if you go far enough.
Oh, wow.
Des Moines.
Chicago, Colorado?
Chicago, if you just go far enough along this interstate, you get to Chicago.
Illinois?
Chicago, Illinois, yeah.
Okay. Oh, wow.
But, that's pretty far.
Yeah.
But then if you go south, you go to Colorado Springs and eventually Las Vegas.
Interesting.
And then eventually...
another blue state somewhat.
Yeah. And then eventually Santa Fe. And then Albuquerque. Santa Fe is where the other Meow Wolf is. Las Vegas
They're just building it on the same highway.
Yeah, Santa Fe is, I believe, where the first Meow Wolf is.
Yeah.
And then Las Vegas is where the second Meow Wolf is, Omega Mart.
They're just building it on this highway, yeah.
Yeah. House of Eternal Return in Santa Fe, Omega Mart in Las Vegas, and then Denver is where Convergence Station is.
I wonder if it's raining now.
Let me see. That's nice ambient. I don't know. I think that's just the air conditioner though.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why the air conditioner would be on. It's so cold outside.
It's also leaking a lot.
It's not our air conditioner.
I know, but I'm just saying that it's very leaking.
Wolf, House of Eternal Return. This was in...
We'll walk around.
Mega Mart Convergence Station is in. Anyway, this is Meow Wolf. We could probably take a short break and then continue with Meow Wolf. So yeah, we're gonna explain a little bit of Meow Wolf stuff here. But yeah, we're gonna take a short break, and then we'll be back in about 5-10 minutes or so. All right, stay tuned. Bye.
like much right now. As you walk down the hallway.
Eventually, you'll open up the refrigerator, and you'll wind up in another world.
How would you describe Meow Wolf, and how do you fit into the art scene?
Meow Wolf is a venue for artists who felt like they were on the outside of the art market in Santa Fe looking in.
The scene for artists who are trying to do something different or weird just didn't really exist.
We were Santa Fe's orphans of neglect.
The gallery arts world is a bunch of markety bull.
It's time for us to just be an agitator.
The art world needs to get shaken up a little bit.
We didn't want rules. We didn't want hierarchy. We had no money. We started like pulling stuff out of dumpsters.
I was zip tying trash together and fixing it to the wall.
What kind of people is this going to draw? All the types of weirdos. All the good and bad weirdos.
For us, it was just this creative explosion. Are we creating something that people are actually going to like? Not a single person got paid. We did this for years. There were 10 of us living in one tiny little room because all the money's going to the art. There's not even much money for that.
I mean, it was insane. It was too much.
How long can I do this for?
How can we make Meow Wolf sustainable?
We need a building. We need like millions of dollars. Where are we gonna get that?
The idea of the person that could buy this for us being George Martin was really silly.
It was like, please take a chance on us. Nobody else is going to.
Okay, I'll buy the bowling alley. It's incredible. Other dimensions, other times, a secret story. He was just pushing all my buttons.
It was just like burning down some old system and having like a hyper phoenix of what art can be rising out of the ashes.
Not only is this crazy, but it's possible.
We have to support those who feel like they're on the outside looking in, because that's how we were. That's where this is a success or a failure.
All right, and that was the origin story of Meow Wolf, a trailer for, I believe, the documentary of it. And this was about their exhibit specifically in Santa Fe called House of Eternal Return, which I did not go to yet, but I hope to someday. And let's take a look at the one in Denver. House of Eternal Return was the one in Santa Fe. That was their first Meow Wolf exhibit. Convergence Station is their third one. Their second one was Omega Mart. Let's take a look at Omega Mart, actually. Alright, so that was Omega Mart. And yeah, we can check out this weird retro commercial. By the way, shout out to PRpHD. Thanks for dropping by earlier. And yeah, PRpHD is hanging out in the chat now while we go over Meow Wolf stuff. So, no problem. Thanks for hanging out in the chat still. And yeah, let's check out Omega Mart here. Meow Wolf Las Vegas, which is Meow Wolf's second exhibit, and based in Las Vegas.
Hey, what's Omega Mart?
Huh? Omega Mart? What's Omega Mart?
Yeah, what is Omega Mart?
What's with all the questions? Howdy, I'm Willie Nelson. Omega Mart is just a totally normal supermarket in Las Vegas, and I'm a celebrity you can trust.
Willie? Willie?
Yep, that's me. Omega Mart has all the under-refrigerated dairy you need, and all the organically recommended produce you want, all in one place. Not to mention the world's friendliest free-range staff. Around here, the only thing that's suspicious are the prices. That's really good value. Omega Mart puts the super in. What kind of grocery store is this? So stop asking questions. And come sample the savings for yourself. Howdy, partner. It's like we always say. Omega Mart, you have no idea what's in store for you. Just off I-15 in Las Vegas, next to the Big Gorilla. Tickets on sale now.
That was more of a conceptual trailer for it. Let's just see what this experience video Okay, pretty much what we saw before. There we go. And yeah, those were the first two Meow Wolves. Now, also we saw the little mini documentary about how Meow Wolf started. Meow Wolf started as this artistic collaborative experiment. And then the Meow Wolf installations became these attempts to make to make their artistic work more sustainable, and I think they succeeded grandly in those terms. Let me see if I can find something about this. This is local news, so maybe this is going to be pretty copyright friendly, I would hope, because it's fair use, I guess.
Meow Wolf is once again in the national spotlight.
The Santa Fe art collective behind the popular House of Return and Return is profiled in a new article just published in the New York Times. Our Kai Porter is here with more.
Steve Tessa, the article compares Meow Wolf to one of the most successful and well-known companies in the world. Take a look at the headline here. Can an art collective become the Disney of the experience economy?
Yep, that's like one of the big pitches from a high level that New York Times kind of had as a headline for Meow Wolf.
And it follows Meow Wolf's rise from a small group of artists nearly a decade ago to a multi-million-dollar company.
We're so grateful for the spotlight. It's amazing that there has been so much interest and continued interest, really, in what we're doing here in Santa Fe.
But Amanda Clay, managing director of Meow Wolf Santa Fe, says this is only the start for Meow Wolf.
We're talking about opening another 15 locations, probably within 5 years.
The House of Eternal Return, Meow Wolf's interactive art exhibit in Santa Fe, opened in 2016 and was an overnight success, becoming a must-see attraction in Santa Fe. Now, Meow Wolf is expanding into bigger cities. The company just opened a Meow Wolf-themed thrill ride called Kaleidoscape at Elitch Gardens in Denver and has several other projects in the works.
We're also working on a project in Las Vegas that will be opening in early 2020. Following that will be Denver, and then DC and Phoenix. And our project in Phoenix is actually going to include a 400-room hotel.
But no matter how big Meow Wolf gets and how many cities it expands to, Clay says Santa Fe will always be home. Meow Wolf has no plans to move its headquarters anywhere else.
For now, the plan is that we're going to stay here in Santa Fe. It's where our production center is. It's where our first ever Meow Wolf, the House of Eternal Return is. And, you know, it's where our hearts are also.
And if you'd like to read it, we posted a link to the full article here in the New York Times on our website under 4 links on KOB.com.
So yeah, Meow Wolf found a way to transition from being like a kind of starving artist creative collective to being like this big kind of entertainment enterprise and entity. You might even say they've gone even a little corporate even, but they do seem to try to still keep that kind of original spirit of like having a collaborative ethos and have artistic integrity and all that so far. So yeah, more power to them. And yeah, in the meantime, we get to experience the wonders of their creative works. So yeah, let's take a look at what I saw out of their work at Meow Wolf Denver. So let's take a look. Convergence Station is the name of it. And the concepts of like Meow Wolf, you know, Las Vegas was like it's based around a supermarket. Meow Wolf Denver is called Convergence Station, which is like basically like some kind of like quantum transportation waypoint between this nexus of like different parts of the multiverse, if that makes sense. So yeah, hopefully that sounds pretty cool, and we're gonna take a look at it. So let's take a look.
Greetings, traveler, and welcome to Convergence Station. Thank you for riding with QDOT.
So yeah, it's the different parts of the multiverse converging at Convergence Station. And like yeah, if we look at that, we can like take a quick look through these things, and we get a little hints of like what we're about to see. One is that it's by QDOT. There's this whole story behind like what they might be about. Who knows? I don't want to give too many spoilers. I think it is because it is like something that they're really leaning into with the experience economy, like with like as the New York Times article was describing, they were trying to lean very hard into like trying to capture an experience that is meant to be experienced in person and can't be replicated easily through like digital technology. Yeah, I feel hesitant to like try and show too much of it like through like images and stuff like that. It's really an experience that's meant to be visited to really appreciate. And like seeing too much of it online and stuff can give you ideas of it, but it might actually spoil the like kind of wonder of like actually going there and navigating through this space and stuff like that. And they really tried to lean into like trying to have an experience that's immersive and like, you know, when you go there, it's a full sensory experience, and it engages all the senses and everything. But yeah, there's a little bit of world building here in this trailer. They show you like 4 main areas. Here's Numina. Here's an interesting space here. And then another space is the ossuary, which is like kind of got these crystals in this motif here and this statue. And then here's C Street, one of my favorite parts of the exhibit, which is like this kind of like bustling city street in the multiverse, and like kind of Technicolor, like kind of alien kind of stuff going on here, and just so many details upon details to really kind of take apart. But you should really just visit it to kind of see it yourself. And then here's EMEA, which is like this kind of ice cathedral with like techno goths and stuff like that. Very, very, very cool. Kind of really, I don't know, like, and something that's like, you know, as we were walking through here, it feels like, oh, is it a linear experience? Not at all. Like, there's all these winding passages that you can easily get lost in. And like, as you're like going there, you're like learning how to navigate the space, how to get from point A to point B, and getting lost in the process, and like all the winding passages and caverns between the different worlds, in parts of the different worlds, back stages, front stages, side passageways, alleyways, and it's all in this giant warehouse and everything amongst several different stories. Yeah, it's basically like the Disney of like this kind of like what they're trying to create, this like multiversal experience here, which is, I don't know, I think it's very inspired and very interesting. And like also there are interactive elements too. We're going to talk about one of them in particular in a moment, but like, yeah, there'll be like little games, there'll be like stuff with like, you know, motion capture and stuff like that, with like probably like a Microsoft Connect somewhere and stuff like that, and little buttons to press, and like, you know, in this machine here there's like stuff you can press also. But yeah, I don't know, I don't really know how else to like describe this and do it justice. Like I keep telling you to, like, you just need to go there in order to really kind of appreciate the experience. And I think I stand by that statement. Here's Meow Wolf Denver. And yeah, here's a little bit of C Street. Again, like the dim lighting kind of makes it hard to appreciate. And like, here's just like a random wall here. It's just like so dense with details, you know. Like about landlords, about like a corporation, about like this world building around this like kind of like lotto experience and stuff like that. There's just like this was just a random wall, and there's like tons of walls like this everywhere, where they're just filled with like, you know, this is a fully like made like graphic design kind of set of posters and stuff like that. And you know, there's like, and then one of the first things we saw on our trip was just like this full video of like this commercial of this like pizza place, and it has this like kind of like this like late night like Tim and Eric style kind of like acting and like comedy and stuff, and like with these costumes and everything, fully produced just for this like one area in this like kind of pizza pit area. And then in the same area there's like a video game here too. There's like so many things to really kind of unpack and everything. And yeah, it's kind of like hard to even I don't know, I could show you all these little things if you want, but I feel like there's no point to some degree, because like it's not going to quite capture like the actual experience of like actually being there, which I think was the goal that Meow Wolf had for a lot of their work. And you know, here I just try to capture like, oh, here's like some winding passages and stuff. Here's like a cavern room you can go into. Here's like a staircase you can walk up. Here's another staircase down there. They're all overlapping and everything in this area, in this part of the exhibit and stuff. And this is like maybe like 4 or 5 different floors worth of stuff. And yeah, there are like, even though there's a lot of winding passageways and stuff, you will be able to find like staircases that are clearly labeled to like find your way out. They do call them quantum stairwells, but you know, here's a little tip: if you ever get lost, just take a quantum stairwell and you can easily find your way to like any of the different floors, or any of the, or like find your way back to the main floor, the main entrance, and you'll be able to reorient yourself no problem. Because it might be a little confusing, but like, you know, they did try to really think very carefully about how they presented this experience. And like even though it could be like pretty overwhelming, pretty like sensory overstimulating and stuff like that, they did try to like, you know, be considerate and like have their audience in mind and not like just be avant-garde for the sake of avant-garde. They did want to make sure they met people's needs for like safety, for like sensory needs, for like different things like that. I mean, even I just heard that let me see, Meow Wolf was like autism certified, I believe. Yeah, here we go. All Meow Wolf exhibitions are now certified autism centers, and this was announced like after I got back from Meow Wolf. They're getting a certification to enhance their immersive art experience for autistic and sensory sensitive guests. So yeah, they're keeping that artistic spirit of like being inclusive and you know, making sure that people can appreciate their experiences from all different backgrounds and everything. And yeah, like they don't want to just like be abrasive where like people, it comes at the exclusion of like people being able to appreciate their work. So yeah, this is going to include sensory items and bags, accessibility consultants, staff training, audio description tour for people who have blind or low vision, or visual descriptions for key spaces for blind and low vision guests. And Meow Wolf is proud to be the only certified B Corporation in the themed entertainment industry, with a team dedicated to social impacts, building a more inclusive and sustainable economy. So yeah, let's send a link to this for sure. Yeah, check that out yourself. And yeah, I don't even think Disney has this. Does Disney have this kind of certification? Disney. Is Disney... Theme park programs that are welcoming to kids on the autism spectrum. So they have like, yeah, I guess this is becoming more of a thing. There's guest services here, types of services, cognitive disabilities and magical experiences. So yeah, I mean, you know, in this kind of industry, it seems to be something that's being considered more often. Break areas, companion restrooms, yeah, very cool. And yeah, I think earplugs, safety bracelet, favorite device or activity, sensory toy, what to bring. So yeah, autism friendly theme parks. Ooh, all right, let me get this music continuing. This is our playlist here. Oh, speaking of piano, I just want to show a little hint of this. I know I just told you, I didn't want to give too many spoilers and stuff, but this was a very, very cool room. One of the highlights. I just want to give a little hint of this. This room is called the Goblin Symphony, and yeah, I'm going to leave it at that, and you can kind of see for yourself what it is. You see these things on the wall, and you're going to hear some things as I unmute this, so check it out. So very cool. It's like this, they call it the Goblin Symphony, and like, yeah, there's like these musical instruments strewn all about the room, and they play in an automated fashion with all the kind of synchronized with the lighting effects and stuff like that. So it's like kind of always like a concert going on there. One of my favorite rooms in the whole space. But yeah, I don't want to give any more spoilers than that. Just check it out. And yeah, I want to give a shout out to this part. In addition to all the other things, they have like a little story. This was a story bit that like integrated the multiversal traversing story of the show, along with giving I don't know, not tribute or homage, but paying respects to the legacy of colonization affecting Native Americans in the Denver and Colorado area. And they actually brought on, I believe, like real life Native Americans to speak for this. And they're like reading from a script and stuff. But yeah, you could tell it was like these were non-actors. You know, they were just here to like talk about their message. And it was kind of like intertextually kind of like integrated with like talking about like, oh yeah, the multiverse has a lot of things, we gotta like be aware of them. But like in order to like truly, I don't know, they had like some kind of story conceit where like in order to like move forward with the multiverse, we have to acknowledge the past of the multiverse also. And that includes things like things in the past of Earth, which includes the legacy against the Native Americans. So yeah. But not to give too many spoilers, like here is like one of the few images I have of one of these hubs, and in these hubs is like where you find the story of a Convergence Station. So I guess to just kind of reveal a little bit about that, this is not really, this is a tip, not a spoiler, I would say. Like, honestly, like, you don't have to do this part. Like, most people don't who visit, I'm pretty sure. But, so, like, yeah, when you go to Meow Wolf Denver Convergence Station, you can go into it, and then, you can just wander around and just appreciate all the sights and sounds and stuff like that. And it's amazing, just doing that alone. But there is a story to the installation, and the story is told through these like kind of digital tablet pads that are strewn about the environment. And to gain access to the story, you have to use something like a touch card, where you like touch the card onto like the little RFID tag or whatever surface on here, and you have to boop it. And when you boop it, you start collecting things, and then you start learning bits about the story of like what's happening at Convergence Station. And like there's reveals and twists and turns and animations and cinematics and stuff. And all of those are well produced, and they actually help flesh out the kind of story of like what's going on and what is happening and stuff. And you can really kind of dive into that whole story aspect of Meow Wolf Denver if you want to. It's completely optional though, because some people aren't like big nerds like me. But if you're a big nerd like me, you can do it. And there is a beginning to the story, and there is an end to the story. So if you want to do the whole story, you probably have to be there for like 2 to 4 hours or something to get the full experience. If you only have time for an hour, you might not have a chance to do the whole story. And it does have an ending. Yeah, you have to get the card, and you have to have enough time to do it. And yeah, and I didn't really look up any guides or anything. I just kind of like figured it out like through like figuring out the story and stuff. All right, and yeah, I don't want to give too many spoilers. I don't know. Maybe as much as I'll say about Meow Wolf Denver. I highly recommend it. It's very cool. Oh yeah, last thing I want to say about Meow Wolf Denver is the merchandise. I got some merchandise. I got these socks, very cool. I like getting socks of different places and stuff. And these were very cool socks, so I couldn't resist. These were $7.50 per sock, so to get 2 socks, it cost $15. That was a little steep, but I couldn't help myself. And the design was pretty cool. I liked it. And I don't know, maybe you'll recognize this guy if you've been to Meow Wolf. But yeah, the socks were cool, and I've worn them. They're nice. But yeah, $15. A little steep. I don't blame you if you don't want to do that. And then, and you can buy single socks, so you could buy 3 or 1 if you wanted to. If you don't want to spend that much, it doesn't. I guess you don't have to wear them. Or if you have like, I don't know, a different number of feet or something. I guess they want to account for that. But yeah, I also got the package where I could get 4 books that kind of flesh out the lore of Convergence Station. So I'll just kind of introduce them a little bit here. Here are the 4 different books. This one is Convergence Port to Portal Travel Guide. And this one is a book by the Quantum Department of Transportation. 50,000 Years of Travel. This one is, I forget what this one's called. There's a black book. Yeah, it doesn't really seem to say the title clearly. But it's got like these cantos in it, so I'm going to just call it the Canto book. And then this book is called Myths of Convergence, Volume 1. Yeah. So, just kind of a brief description of these books. I think all 4 of them together cost like $60, which is kind of steep, but I don't know. I was willing to splurge out for some souvenirs, and I was in a bit of a rush too, and I don't know, it was in my budget, and yeah, you get a small discount for getting them together, but yeah, let's kind of explain what they are. This first book is the Travel Guide to Convergence. I feel like it kind of captures the essence of being a quick, like 30-page or so travel guide to like what you're seeing at Convergence Station. And as a result, like it kind of like gives you like, this book is like probably like the best rundown of like what you're seeing and what is happening when you're going through the exhibit. So like it's a very practical book for like reviewing what you're doing here and what you're seeing and stuff. So if there's any of these books to get, I would recommend to get this book. It's only 30 pages long, and it's like very colorful, and it ranges from like explaining the different worlds and the rules of the worlds and the physics and what you're doing there and what each world is about and who the characters are and stuff, and also kind of giving you a ways to translate the alien languages in this in Convergence Station. And by the way, there's alien languages that they developed for this attraction, and there's like several of them that they invented for this attraction. And then they also have this glossary here. But anyway, I'm boring you with all the details. But I don't know. If you get ready to get any book, I would recommend that one. This one is a book that's kind of about the timeline of like the Quantum Department of Transportation. And it kind of gives you an overview of like how these things reach this point where the multiverse was converging and stuff, and how transportation works and stuff. So I think that's the second book I would recommend in that order. Then these last 2 books are kind of like more like flavorful storytelling kind of things that like kind of just flesh out the story a little bit better. And I don't know, these books were kind of nice to haves, but maybe weren't as essential as the other 2. If you really wanted to dive into the lore of things, I would get these last 2. And they're kind of nice to have for that. And the total package was about $60 for all of them together. Each book by themselves was about like, as a result, each book of them by themselves is about like $10, $15 or $20 or something in that range, $10 to $20. But yeah, I would recommend this book primarily, and then potentially this book if you're into this. And also, some fun fact about this book is that this book I found in one of the places in I believe like it was like page or page of the same book that we saw inside one of the rooms inside Convergence Station. But I'm not gonna say which one. And I also am assuming that you're not gonna want to spend your whole time at Convergence Station, reading a single book. So if you want to, really dive into the book later, you can buy one and bring it home with you if you don't feel like doing that. If you don't feel like sitting there and reading it. But, or you could do that too if you want. I know you can spend your time however you want when you're there. Yeah, and also, maybe to wrap things up, how much does Meow Wolf Denver cost? And let's just show you that. Tickets. Convergence Station, exhibit tickets. So a fun fact, also one more fun fact about this location is that there's also a concert venue built into the warehouse on the first floor. The PRpHD. They have a venue here, and they actually have performers here. This is in a separate area from the main attraction. The first, just to give you a rundown, the first floor of Meow Wolf Denver Convergence Station is like the gift shop, the entry area, the lobby, a little bit of world building, but yeah, and then the concert venue. But then you have to take either an elevator or some stairs to go up into the attraction itself. I think you have to take an elevator up because they don't allow you to get in anyway because they have to check that you have a ticket and stuff. At least I think that's how it works. It's hard to remember at this point. But anyway, you have to have a ticket. The cool sky thing before. Yeah, this was cool. This was indoors, by the way. And I think there's ways to, I don't exactly know how this one works, but I think this one doesn't always appear, and something activated this thing to happen. I don't really know if it was on a timer or something, but yeah. And then, the whole room was going wild when this was happening. Yeah, very, very cool. At least that Shanghai Evangelion thing. Yeah, they put in a lot of work into this. It's not just a projection on the ceiling, but it's throughout the whole room, and the lights strewn about, and all the different little things you're looking at. So it's very, very cool. Something is better than a Kyoto Action Park thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think, this is a fully fledged out, themed entertainment complex. It's not like an adaptation where it's like a studio tour or a tram tour, or they're turning sets into you can walk through the sets or whatever. Oh, they're filming today. No, this is developed as a walkthrough attraction. Also, I didn't really say what this is. This is a walkthrough attraction where it's basically Disney meets a little bit of the multiverse of something like Rick and Morty, but not as edgy or whatever, and it's accessible to kids and stuff, but also has lots of little artsy things in it too. And I think it's good for all ages. All kinds of people can appreciate it. There's elements of Hollywood backlot tour like this. Yeah, thinking Evangelion or Godzilla. Yeah, Disney itself is notable for not having walkthrough attractions, but we were worried about this being a walkthrough exhibition, and if it would be too crowded or something, given that it was Memorial Day weekend and we were going there Sunday, and we did not have to worry. And that wasn't just because maybe it was less people. I think it was also the fact that it was just such a big attraction. There's so much space to navigate. There's the width of the hallways are very good. There's lots of different pathways to walk around. So if you ever get stuck, you just walk a different way. I think they did try to, I think even in the articles I read in New York Times and stuff, they mentioned that like they were pretty mindful about like how like the paths cross about and give people plenty of space to like walk through, and it makes it for a very good walking experience. And they actually did go to places like Disney World and Disneyland and Universal and stuff to do research on how they developed the way they developed their attractions and how people could walk through the parks and stuff. So they were very mindful of that when they drew inspiration from those places for this as well. Everywhere you go, like pretty much 360 degrees, no matter where you're going, there's like detail upon detail upon detail. Pretty much every room, there's like, you're just surrounded by so many things. I think this kind of captures the essence of like the Walt Disney concept of like having a cocktail party kind of like worth of like thing, the cocktail party effect of like there always being something to check out all around you. So like this is just like I'm in the middle of like C Street, and like there's just so many things. There's like people walking up here, there's like things down here, there's things that if you go down this door it'll take you downstairs, and then when you get downstairs it leads to another passageway. Walt did like partying. I actually think Walt was not that big a fan of parties. He was always like, I'm bored, I want to go to do more work because this is boring. But let me see if there's a quote here. I don't know, this is just general quotes. It's also very hard to look up anything by Walt Disney the man because his name is so branded as like something that's associated with his company. Oh, here we go. Yeah, a short time before he died, Walt Disney was given a dress rehearsal of the upcoming Pirates of the Caribbean ride. Moving at the desired speed, the designers were apologetic that the conversations bled from one scene to the next, resulting in some babble. Walt famously replied that it was all right. Passengers were treated like a cocktail party, listening first to one conversation, then transitioning to paying attention to another without thinking too much about it. He also opined that the layers of mixed details would excite repeat visitors who could discover something new every time they rode. So let's see how this cocktail party theory holds up in Disney attractions of the modern era. Food and Wine Festival, didn't like the Defunct Land episode. Yeah, I feel like this is like Pirates of the Caribbean, where there's always like, when you're going through Pirates of the Caribbean, you know, I don't want to show copyrighted stuff. How do I? Like when you're walking through, there's like so many things to see. You're like looking that way, you're looking this way. Like I think Meow Wolf really captures the essence of like this kind of effect where like everywhere you're looking there's like one thing here, there's one thing there, there's a little chatter here, there's like an animation here, there's an animatronic here, there's a game here, and it's the difference is that it's a walkthrough or attraction. And I've been using the term walkthrough, but you know, I know people have mobility issues, but this is a mobility friendly installation. It uses plenty of elevators, and it uses a lot of flat surfaces. They didn't have any, they have like a few stairs, but pretty much every room you can get to without using stairs and whatnot. Yeah, it's pretty wheelchair accessible. So they really capture this like kind of cocktail party effect of like walking through this Meow Wolf attraction, and Even like little things like these like dioramas and stuff, you could look at any one of these little panels and there's always a lot of stuff going on. And then like maybe there's hidden details that like flesh out the lore of like this room and that room and how it ties to the grander story and stuff. And you can't ever get enough of it. Like, yeah, there's people who've like been working here for years and they say every time they go there, there's something new they find out. Yeah, and here's, I think this is Matt. He's like crawling. There's like, this is like, so I try to capture this that like, I have to crouch to get here, and then you have to crawl to get to this space here. This is me from above, going lower. And then when you go up there through this hole, you look up through this hole, you see some cool stuff. Yeah, that might not be accessible, but other places are. And then even the bathroom had like, you know, even when you go to the bathroom, the private single-user restrooms, like even the mirror would have like little effects and stuff. They put in details everywhere. And then at some point when I was leaving the bathroom, I saw like a spaceman entering it. I was like, whoa, the spaceman's cool, and he had music playing. But it turned out it was like an astronaut with like a biker jacket and like a Walkman, and he had like a walkie-talkie. And I was like, oh, this is the coolest thing ever. What's going on here? And then I saw he had a cleaning spray bottle and like a mop and like a cloth or something. And I realized he was the janitor. So they put in all the little details there. Even the janitor is going to be themed like that. You know, like Disney, you know, has people who like sing songs when they sweep the streets, or like when they're mopping the floors, they make a little Disney character, like a Mickey Mouse ears or something. But in this, the janitor is a spaceman. Yeah, so, yeah, they really, yeah, I think they did take cues from Disney when they did that. They were like, how can we go that much further than that? They try not to make the cast members stand out at the parks of Disney. It's tricky because, like, sometimes it's like, you know, if you do that, then, like, you know, it could be a little, it can get in the way, because, like, if somebody wants to take a photo with the janitor, you know, it could be a problem because, like, oh, there's an emergency spill or something. So, like, you're getting in the way of, like, like, someone who's slightly a performer, but is also, like, actually a utility role. But, I don't know, I thought it was very cool. And, I think it was fine. It worked out fine. And, also here was little, I believe these were some, shout-outs to Omega Mart. So a little cameo appearance by some props from Omega Mart. But yeah, I don't know, lots of cool stuff to see. Kind of really hard to capture without going there. You just kind of have to go there. Yeah. And how much does it cost to go there? Well, I'm glad you asked. I'm glad you were thinking that. Double Ukraine, oh my. Yeah, general admission. Wow. Holy moly. When we went on Memorial Day weekend, general admission was $55 and Denver area was $45. So it was like a holiday weekend. It felt expensive, but like I felt like it was worth it. Like I went to Sleep No More at the McKittrick Hotel, and that cost like $80-90 or something like that. This was worth a similar amount easily. Like what you're getting for going there is worth it. I would have been content paying $80 for like going there one time, and like I don't think there's anything quite like it in the Denver area really. But like yeah, $45-50, I think it's worth it. And then like if you're probably going during non-rush hour or like non-peak season, it could be $35-45. Great value. Yeah, unfortunately, like maybe you could do the whole thing in like a couple hours or something like that. So maybe that's why it's not quite at like an $80-90 level. But I don't know. Like yeah, it's definitely worth the price of admission. Yeah. And yeah, they put in a lot of work on it. Like, I showed you like a small fraction of all the different rooms. I showed you like maybe like 5% of all the different things you could see. Like, we were just wandering into rooms and like wondering what this room's about, that room's about. We've missed so many details. Like there's whole spaces we navigated that were hard to kind of like capture in a video. Yeah, it's pretty wild. But yeah, that was Meow Wolf. And we should wrap up soon. Well, it's 9:47. Yeah, let's wrap up day 2, and that's pretty much all she wrote. But yeah, but day 2 went to biker gyms, gourmet dogs, visited by Anthony Bourdain and Andrew Zimmern, and it's no longer a cart anymore. But yeah, it's a store, and they did have Boylan's, a fountain, self-serve fountain drinks of Boylan's. And yeah, I got this rabbit and rattlesnake dog with like cactus and fried onion rings. And it's pretty good hot dog. I don't know, like, I've never had rattlesnake and rabbit before, and it tastes solid. I don't know. Like, I don't know how to describe it. I was kind of in a rush. I was eating with Matt and one of his friends, and yeah, it's a good dog. Good hot dog. And then we went to a barcade afterwards. Let's see if we can go. So, whoops. My bad. Let's get up the order. So here's Biker Gyms. Here's Biker Gyms. Nearest Coors Field. Then here's the arcade bar. And this place was huge. You know, while in Colorado, gotta check out the South Park pinball game. And here we see Star Wars on the left. Biker Gyms, yeah. As featured on Anthony Bourdain and Andrew Zimmern. Simpsons Pinball Party. I was getting really tired at this time of night. Like, it was a long day, and I think I was still jet lagged from 2 days before. Here's like a collection of retro games they had, and here's like a 360 view of the arcade. There's Matt, cameo. And then here's the arcade. This place was huge. I think this is bigger than pretty much most barcades I've seen in the New York City area. And this is like in the downtown area. Like, I feel like there's just, in general, in Denver, it just feels like they have so much more space. Like, they're just like, feels like they're kind of wasting it compared to how we use up space in New York. Like the art museum, for instance, like, it's just in this downtown area right in front of like City Hall and stuff. And like, you know, there's just all this unused space just to like walk around and stuff. Like, it took like, it's hard to see from here, but like, it took like a good like 5 minutes to walk from here to like get to the museum, and it's just like nothing's here. Just open area where you could just enjoy and sit around and chat with people and stuff. Like, it was very unusual as a New Yorker how much space there is in Denver. So yeah, space is a great luxury in Denver, and yeah, probably one of the reasons why they had Meow Wolf here, and like why a lot of businesses can afford to like have more real estate and stuff like that. And yeah, played some Mario Kart, and that's me as the winner, as Yoshi. Played Mario Kart by Namco. There we go. And then there was the next day. So this was Meow Wolf Convergence Station. Hey, this is their official photos, not mine. My photos were done on a camera phone. One Up Arcade. Day 3, chilling. So I had to fly out at 5 p.m. So we visited the 6th Street Mall, grabbed some breakfast, and played some Tears of the Kingdom. So let's see. Got some breakfast at Illegal Pete's and Low Dough in the downtown area. Very good. And yeah, I just want to get some photos of the downtown area. I just felt like to just I was like thinking earlier, like we were passing by here so many times, but like didn't really get any photos, and I really want to capture how like it's just very different compared to like a downtown area in New York City. Like look how they're like quaint, like it's only 4 stories tall, and like, you know, this is like in the middle of the downtown area. Like it's not like you're feeling suffocated by these buildings and stuff. And you know, it's Memorial Day Monday, no one's here, everyone's in the mountains or something. Very, very chill. Ample parking, you know, lots of places to park, very cheap. Yeah, very chill. And we passed by this kind of cowboy clothing store. I don't know what to call it, like an outdoorsy clothing store. Leather hide jackets and boots, cowboy hats. Got the Colorado spirit, you know. Yeah, I don't think it was REI. REI was like hiking. It was like REI was like let me see, like rock climbing stuff. Yeah. Yeah, and then this is a downtown area, and this kid on a skateboard went through my shot, but I think that was cool. It kind of captured some of the spirit here. And then here's Illegal Pete's, and like look at this. There's like so much stuff going on in this city in Illegal Pete's. Yeah, there's people skateboarding in this city and stuff. Yeah, it's a pretty hip city. Yeah, and like look at all these shows happening. This is just in Illegal Pete's. Like they're showing, like people are posting all their concerts and stuff. Illegal Pete's is just a regular restaurant. It looks a little similar to Chipotle, except less corporate. It's got, you know, here's the soda fountain, and they got all these cool stickers on here. It's kind of like a little more like an anti-establishment Chipotle. Yeah, it's and it's basically they serve you the food like a Chipotle. Like, do you want a burrito or a bowl? Do you want like rice or beans? You know, guacamole. What kind of meat? You know, all that. It's like Chipotle, except cooler. Yeah, we got some burritos, and then we had to go on the way back and stuff. And here's the debut of Blucifer, the blue Mustang. Let me see if you can hear this. There's Blucifer. Let me see if we have anything else here. Oh, here's the airport. It was packed. But the line was moving very fast. But this airport was packed. Like, there's... trying to convince myself to move to Colorado. Maybe. It's a lovely place. It's a lovely place. Good to see you, Useless Happy. Shout out, Useless Happy. Yeah, this was the airport. It was huge. The lines were huge, but at least they were moving fast. This is like a football field's worth of like line here, but it moved pretty fast. I think it was, Matt warned me it was because of the Memorial Day weekend that it was going to be a lot of people, but it wasn't too bad. We got there like 2 hours early, and I think I had to wait like an hour and a half for the plane, so there's plenty of time. Then here's the plane taking off. I know people have seen planes taking off before, right? I like the window seat because it helps me orient myself to like when the plane's rising and stuff. We hit some turbulence on the way up to like cruising altitude, but it was fine. People were a little scared, but it was fine. It wasn't too bad. And here's me listening to Conan O'Brien. Checking the altitude, we're at 23,000 feet. Let's see. Here's 23,000 feet, what it looks like. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. Love that image of like the clouds above the horizon. Oh yeah, and what altitude are we at? 36,000 feet. Yeah. And then here's us landing in New York. I believe this is the Verrazano Bridge. This is the Verrazano Bridge, entering from Staten Island to Brooklyn. And then here we can see the Belt Parkway. And if we go down south, we would be going to Coney Island. And over there is like around Red Hook and Brooklyn Terminal and stuff. Brooklyn Navy Terminal. Brooklyn Navy Yard. And over there is Manhattan, if you can kind of see it over there. There's the New York skyline. It's kind of hard to see. Glad I got a seat that was facing the north. And there's like the Freedom Tower over there. It looks like it's pretty hard to see in the stream. So maybe I'm going to make this bigger. Yeah, it looks very hard to see, but here's the Freedom Tower here. Here's my mouse. Freedom Tower. And then here's like Manhattan Bridge and Brooklyn Bridge and stuff. New York City skyline. Financial district on the left here. And then to the north is Midtown, and there's the Empire State Building. Hey. I don't know. See, a lot of people must have seen this a million times already, but I don't know, it was new for me recently and I couldn't get tired of it. And then, yeah, buildings in Midtown. Then here's Long Island City. And then we're getting closer to northern Queens and landing in LaGuardia. And then we're touching down. Alright, made it back. And yeah, here's some photos that Matt sent me afterwards. Our good old Rocky Mountain oysters. Casa Bonita, I watched on South Park ladder. Here's the Meow Wolf stuff. Here's some photos that Matt had took that he sent me afterwards. Here's me at the Denver Art Museum with the brochure, the sticker, and the view over the city. Here's the Denver Art Museum. Buckhorn Exchange, as we've seen before. Elk and buffalo. Also, the baked beans were pretty good. Here's Rocky Mountain National Park. Here's us pointing at the Rocky Mountains. Oh, oh, that's the Rocky Mountains. Yeah, the people taking our photo were, I don't know. I think they couldn't decide if we were really dumb or, I don't know. They couldn't decide. But they were laughing. I think they weren't sure if they were laughing with us or at us. Yeah. But yeah, that's us with the Rocky Mountains. Yeah, here's the clip of the Rocky Mountain oysters again, if you want to see it.
Alright, folks. We're in Denver, and when in Rome, do as the Romans do. So, Matt is taking me here to Buckhorn Exchange to have some Rocky Mountain oysters.
Play the music.
We'll make this a whole production. Matt's laughing by the camera. I'm gonna try this cocktail sauce and I just need to see how I react to this. So, cheers. You're drinking like a nutrition kind of drink. Let's get you. Don't think about it.
So how'd we do? We saw the John Denver statue at Red Rocks. We went to Red Rocks. We went to Rocky Mountain National Park in day one. We're at Rocky Mountain Oysters at Buckhorn Exchange, day one as we saw. We saw Meow Wolf. And I chilled with Matt to play video games on day 3 before we went to the airport. So, looks like goals achieved. Alright. And it's about time to wrap up.
Hello, how's it going?
It's about time to wrap up. Goals achieved. And yeah, we have missed a bunch of stuff. There's no time to go over all this now.
Barbecue festival, cool.
Yeah, that was that weekend. But whatever, it's fine. And yeah, takeaways. Learned a lot of stuff. Friendly faces everywhere. Humble folks without temptation. Ample parking dare night.
Humble folks without temptation sounds familiar.
Yeah, friendly faces everywhere. Humble folks without temptation. Ample parking dare night. Those are all South Park theme song lyrics.
Okay.
But yeah, those things were basically true. People were waving and saying hello pretty much everywhere we went. No pressure for the New York City hustle, or people were pursuing their hobbies.
Sounds pretty cool.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah, Pittsburgh was pretty friendly too.
Yeah, it's a kind of similar vibe to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
Very kind of Midwestern, except more mountain stuff.
Yeah.
And yeah, relatively young city with people moving in. Admittedly, there's some gentrification going on. Yeah. And yeah, there's culture there. There's admittedly some culture there. Yeah. I wasn't sure if I was going to expect that or not, but yeah, there's stuff to do. And they have progressive values, as talks in the car. As talks in the car would teach me, and also just seeing the city, there'd be very strong marijuana legalization is a big part of the city's culture. Black Lives Matter and social justice movements. This also, it seemed like a thing where it would probably be the first city to do universal health care.
Nice.
That seemed to be a big recurring
San Francisco
theme.
was trying to do that too, yeah.
Yeah, it seems to be a big theme in the city, just like a vibe from the people there.
Yeah.
It might be the first city to do it even before San Francisco, potentially.
Oh, wow. I do know they have that tax on meals for healthcare in San Francisco.
Oh, interesting.
The city, yeah. I think anyone could use it, yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So, yeah.
There's a little bit of Anthony Bourdain in here, which is pretty interesting.
Yeah. Maybe the one thing that wasn't as progressive compared to other cities is that people seem to really dislike the homelessness problem in a judgmental way. And that kind of made me uncomfortable. That's what it sounded like from what I learned about it, but I'm not from there. I don't hope to understand it. But pretty much as you were going around the city, you just see kind of camps and tents and stuff around and people wandering around. So yeah, I don't know. There should be a solution that's humane.
Yeah, it's not their fault, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So could I see myself living there? Am I a city boy, or maybe?
Oh yeah, you used to say, "Have we called this? This is called the end of this thing." Yeah. It's a copyright. I don't know.
But the cake's on the grid.
Trying to capture only 3 seconds.
Boy.
Come on, I had the timestamp added. I don't know why it's not doing it now.
Thank God I'm a country boy. When the work's all done and the sunset low, pull out the fiddle.
Alright, I don't want to copyright, but yeah, thank God I'm a country boy. So maybe could I see myself going there? Potentially.
I mean, yeah, you're doing alright compared to me. So why not?
Maybe. Yeah. I think it'd be pretty interesting to be in a place like Denver for at least some amount of time.
Anywhere,
yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Or work remotely as a programmer or something, or a teacher or something. Yeah.
Sort of archaic over here in New York City. Yeah.
Yeah, and
the food's pretty good.
Yeah, the dollar would go further in Denver and stuff.
There you go. I think we talked about it in the first part. Yeah.
You get more space for rent and stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, I guess that's about it.
Yeah.
It's pretty late now, and I need some time to come down from all that.
Yeah.
But yeah. Any questions? Any thoughts? Any takeaways? Do you learn a lot potentially?
I did. I forgot. I wrote it down. I forgot what I said. It's on the chat somewhere. Yeah. I already asked about illegal Pete's, and you told me what that was. I wonder if there was something else.
Yeah, the OG Chipotle's there.
Yeah.
Skateboarding downtown.
Yeah, that's the illegal Pete's thing. Rage HQ, downtown Denver School. DD. I missed the biker gym part, I guess.
Oh, biker gyms?
Yeah. I don't know if there's that much of it there.
There wasn't that much. There wasn't that much to go over.
Probably whatever I needed to see was what I had to see, and I could catch on the replay. I guess. Yeah, that part right there is fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I did. This was like this.
That was all I needed. Yeah.
And this. That's it. And
those are so important.
Most of it was just hanging out with
boilers,
Matt
yeah.
and his friend.
Yeah.
But yeah, Anthony Bourdain, Bizarre Foods. It's not a cart. It's a store.
Yeah.
It's kind of like how Halal Guys became a store
Yeah.
after being a cart for so long.
Oh yeah. That's a store now.
Yeah, it's a store. Yeah, it's a brick and mortar store.
Halal Guys, I mean.
I think it is also. Yeah.
Oh, I think the one in California was in the store actually. Yeah. When I think about it, I didn't know in New York City they had. Yeah.
Now we're getting sidetracked. We can do this later.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a great video.
Yeah. Sponsored by Halal Guys.
Yeah. I love some free Halal Guys.
There you go. They're just sponsoring us food. Gotta eat some now.
So yeah, this is Biker Jim's.
Yeah.
Rattlesnake and rabbit with some cactus. Probably
gotta get your veggies.
Some parsley and some
They
fried,
take the
fried
spines
onions.
out of it, right?
And fried onions.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the meat of the cactus, no spines, of course. And a rattlesnake and rabbit. It was kind of like pink and white. The meat of the
hot dog thing. Yeah.
Yeah. When I went there, I was like, man, I want to check out Biker Jim's.
Yeah,
get a rattlesnake and rabbit hot dog.
Yeah, the episode it was a cart, and now it's a store, right?
Yeah, they didn't have the cream cheese as an option, I don't think. It was
gotta above the menu. Yeah.
It looks kind of like a Shake Shack, honestly. the layout of it and the menu on the side.
I guess maybe a Fuddruckers if it was like the 2008 or whatever, and now I'm trying to bring it around.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's about it. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Did you enjoy Meow Wolf at all? Not convinced yet, maybe. Not quite convinced yet.
I don't have enough exposure to it. There's a lot of brand marketing with the stuff you talked about before about with Disney and other stuff. Meow Wolf is just it's not big enough of a brand or franchising or whatever so far yet. Maybe in the future.
To me, this is a top tier brand in my eyes.
Okay. Some of it was very interesting. Like I said, it was more immersive than certain stuff in even Japan and Disney stores, at least not theme parks with Disney stores.
Yeah.
Some stuff other people do is better, but it's agreeable. Price is a little high for me. I would like it $20.
I think it's worth $50. I think it's worth it.
Well, they're up and starting, so there's probably niche or something. Probably for me, I want a lower price. I'd be with inflation and everything.
I think it's worth it. It's I think it's worth it. I think it's a huge space. The production value is there. It's worth $50 in my eyes. A movie's $20 now. This is worth at least 3 movies.
There you go. Yeah, maybe that's why. Yeah.
Let's take a look at this. We'll close off on watching the future of Meow Wolf a little bit with a trailer for their upcoming installation in Grapevine, Texas, which is in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, I believe. So let's take a look at this trailer, which is kind of themed around 80s malls.
There's always something new to find at the mall. I found what I didn't know I needed. I found something I will cherish at the mall. I found a whole new way to play. I found a whole new way to play.
And then it's a little cameo by this guy. I think. Looks like him.
Can't see it too clearly.
Up here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sort of. We're sort of socked out. Doesn't look like him.
Yeah. You call me fat? Yeah. You call me fat? No. Okay, this is him. Yeah, over here.
Also, he's not centered in the sock. Also, yeah.
Yeah.
We found infinite possibilities.
That's the thumbnail that I really think that was for.
I found myself part of a community.
That was a mall.
Realities collide and perceptions slip and slide.
Combine.
A home.
A branch.
Yourself.
There's the rat.
We're ratting.
Oh.
I'm Meow Wolf.
Well, I feel like I've watched that like 10 times, and I feel like I still see new things in that.
I just realized they obliterated all the people who went to the mall. To a black hole. I never noticed that before. I didn't know what that was before. Now I know what that is. It's horrifying. That's why I don't want to go there. I don't want to get eaten by a black hole.
It's really like... It's more Disney than these like really weird concept trailers are.
Yeah.
It's like you could bring kids there.
Right.
It's totally you could bring kids there.
Right.
It's not that you could bring kids there.
Yeah.
It's like Pirates of the Caribbean, except you walk through it and it's a little like mixed with like interdimensional Technicolor stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, maybe that'll be the last point. And I guess that's it for Denver.
Yeah.
And I guess we'll see you next time we do a stream on I don't know, some other city sometime. I don't know where. Maybe we're planning on going to Disney at some point in the future. We might do a stream on that, but we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll see. And then we also have to do a stream that's more immediately. We have to do a stream reviewing the Nintendo Direct that just came out.
Yeah.
So we'll do that at some point.
Yeah.
So that'll be a reaction stream we'll do. Anything else? Can you think of anything?
Are we doing anything about our trip next week?
Oh, I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, probably, right?
Well, this is the Franklin Institute.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're going to be going to Philadelphia soon.
Yeah.
And, we'll probably have lots of photos and stuff to review from that.
Yeah.
And then we'll have some content for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, stay tuned.
Yeah.
And, follow the Discord. I don't really feel like raiding anyone. Can you think of anyone to raid?
Not really.
Yeah, I don't feel like raiding, really. Alright, just stay tuned for next time.
Yeah.
And, let me see. All Guys, whatever. Alright.
Pretty good. All Guys.
Convergence Station. So yeah, Convergence Station. Check it out.
Meow Wolf presents Hello Guys at the mall.
Yeah, maybe.
There you go.
Alright. Alright, this is Mudita Hart signing off.
That was better than Avengers Campus Swarma.
Alright.
Alright.
Good way to end it.
Yeah.
Alright. Take it easy, folks.
Take it easy.
Stay soft, stay strong, and I'll see you next time. Support your local artists.
Yeah.
Alright. Take it easy. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Peace.
Peace.